that thing that you think that you feel like an imposter in, that you're feeling this imposter syndrome in. People, strangers, people you don't even know, even at a first glance, they feel that essence from you. They feel that energy from you. And whatever certification, whatever additional thing that you think you need to do to get ready to become that thing that you, the artist, the musician, the creative, you already are that. Within yourself, that is already your essence. But you need to show up. You still need to show up to actually learn the skills to become that version of you. And when you do show up, it becomes so obvious that that was always you, that you were always the artist. The 5-year-old within you that was playing in the sandbox and drawing and playing, making figures and mounds and whatnot with your hand, that was the artist within you. And of course, you're going to evolve into all these different versions throughout the years as you learn new skills, as you learn new versions and forms that you want to create within. But you already are that. That is your essence. You can't be anything but that. And yes, it takes showing up to learn the fundamentals. If you're learning how to play a sport, if you're learning how to play basketball, you're gonna need to learn what your shooting form is, what your shooting pocket is, where there is a certain way that the ball goes into the basket most efficiently. And you're gonna need an arc. You're gonna need to learn how to leverage. There are all those angles, right? And I think as someone on the neurodivergent spectrum it took me a really long time, and as I'm still constantly learning this deeper and deeper, it matters the way in which the order that we do things in. It matters whether there's an integrity in asking for permission, even though that person, they'll probably say yes to, say, I'm borrowing something. Or, oh yeah, maybe my mom can watch my dog, but let me not assume that, right? Because there's always in these assumptions that we're no longer honoring each step of the process. That it matters that in the way when I remember this when I was young, when I was little, my parents took me to this Japanese garden, and I'll be honest, I thought it was really boring. I didn't understand it. I think there was a tea ceremony, and I think I just didn't understand it. But when I am in nature, I see that there is this natural rhythm in the way that I show up to a tree and spend time there, and then become inspired by this next tree down the road, or by the water that I see by the creek, and then the mountains. And as my eye catches each thing, And as I am aware to give thanks to this moment before I move on to this next moment, there's this beautiful way that each ripple, each quantum ripple, ripples out in a way that is it's like this like juicy synchronicity, right? Like we love when we show up to this place and it was perfect timing, perfect, like, oh wow, like as I roll up, there's this person leaving, and as I was just about to pay for parking, they're like, oh, I just paid for this parking whatever and I still have the full day on it. Oh my god, thank you. Like, what? And in this no expectation surrender of letting down our defenses, like, oh, like I don't know what this person's trying to, like, they rolled down the window. I'm like, are they, you know, you don't know. Downtown LA, you don't know sometimes, right? And then when we're just open with no judgment, right? And it takes so much power and strength to do that, because humanity has all been traumatized, right? We've been traumatized in the way that just our our structures haven't really served us, right? And in the way that we each hold these little residuals of things that we haven't processed, that things that we haven't fully, let ourselves sit with and heal from, and just reflect and just sit with those parts that have been wounded, right? That have been, that felt disempowered, that felt, maybe gaslighted, maybe, and the times that you have also been those roles to other people, right? Because we play all the roles in this human experience. Let me see if I'm like, where did this message come from and where is it going? Okay. So the song that I was hearing, I think this was like maybe a week ago, and it was Kelly Clarkson's, it's a throwback. I forget what the song is called, but it's Here I Am, Fallen to Pieces, Thought You Were the One, You Won't See the Tears I've Cried. Here I am once again, I'm fallen to pieces, can't deny. And at the time it felt like this kind of disempowering, like, breakup song, and I think I was like, oh, that's strange, Spirit, why are you showing me this? Yeah, it just felt kind of disempowering, right? When it was, here I am once again, fallen to pieces, thought you were the one, and it was just, it felt very like, I feel her emotion, I feel her heartbreak, and it didn't feel like where I was at the time. So it was interesting to be shown. And then the song came through again today. Here I am, fallen to pieces. And the way I processed it today was all the fragments of myself, all the parts of myself that I've silenced, all the parts of ourselves that we are such multidimensional beings, right? We're artists, we're friends, we're teachers, students in different roles or in different areas of our lives, right? In one area you might be just a beginner, and in another area you might have so much to share and help another in. And as we integrate and give voices and spaces to all these parts of ourselves, like, that is the alchemy, that is the reintegration. And there is no light without shadow, there is no tall without short. Everything is relative in the way the other side of the coin only exists because of the other side of the coin. If it was just a sphere, it'd just be one. The way that we examine and learn about all these things that we want to create, our preferences, is through this 3D duality, right? And as we zoom out and into this whole of this experience that you are going through in your human archetype, your human avatar, your human experience that you came in this particular time space to experience. As you zoom out, you get to assume a greater integration of, oh, okay, that part of me, she still exists. She just hasn't been given space to yet, to explore, to learn the skill sets of, cool, you know how to perceive form, color, and craftsmanship and artisan in a certain way now. And now I get to, that was like a decade of my life learning from all these great, just iconic artists themselves of our time, right? And styling and costume design and fashion and all these different moments of our, you know, entertainment music industry. But to see that that's just one small snapshot of the experience that I'm trying to create, right? And then this next part that I'm trying to, not trying to, that I am birthing, that I have been birthing, is is a new form, right? Is a new form that I want to experiment with. And whatever that is for you, your writing, your music, the business that you want to create, the new, I don't know, the new hobby you want to try, the next mountain you want to climb, the next place you want to camp, whatever it is, right? Maybe it's knitting, maybe it's that's, you know, streetwear brand you want to create, whatever it is that you have this desire to pull from the ether and create into form, right? And as we learn how to, that doesn't even matter because that is already you. Now you're just learning how to, this is the process of you learning how to take it from ether, take it from your feeling, your desires, your heart, with your, you know, all of your lived experiences that no one else can tell your story in this way, that can create this thing that you have. Other people can't see your vision. And then until you are able to show them in a cohesive way, I mean, it doesn't even need to be cohesive. You just need to continuously show up. And that cohesion will come as you learn how to move with intention, as you learn how to listen to the rhythm of the way that you want to create, the way your higher self wants to create, in a way that in a structure that supports your creativity. You know, maybe you like painting at night. Maybe that doesn't work for you. I thought I like wanted to be like up at night, and then it would be like, no, it's just like, no. I would like have an energy drink, have, you know, a cup of coffee at like 8 o'clock at night and just go straight to fucking sleep. And I'm like, that's insane, because I don't know, I think I do well on caffeine in the morning. And that was because I was still replicating this pattern of you know, turning in the deadline and like at the very last second. And it no longer worked, right? So you have to examine what works for you. You have to examine where your creative genius thrives. And your creative genius is just when you show up, when you've allowed yourself to give space to show up to the thing that you're curious about, because it's in that space all that is formed, right? It's in that space that you're like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's so ugly. Because there's gonna be, I heard one of, I forget his name, but this one creative described like that ebb and flow of your creation, right? Like there's gonna be that high surge of like dopamine in the beginning of like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I'm so curious, and like, and that's so many projects that I start. And then there's gonna be a period where it's like, this is so fucking ugly. What is this? I don't like it. And then it starts making sense again at a certain point. You're like, oh, okay. Maybe I can like change this. Maybe this can be like moved around, edited. Maybe I can like repaint this, you know, saw this part off. You know, whatever it is, right? Hold up. I just love staring out the window because it's so pretty. I don't know if you can see there's like a hibiscus flower out there. Okay. So I think this is just like a deeper learning of the lesson that you guys have probably all heard before. It's the journey, right? It's the journey, not the destination. And we see the big shiny house, we see the car, the job, the raise, the next thing, but it's not actually happiness, right? Like we think we'll be happy once we get there, but it's not, because it's a very short, fleeting moment that you're enjoying that thing usually, and I found that it was usually like, okay, cool, what's next? Because we're moving so quickly that we're like, okay, cool, on to the next one, right? Like, our modern world has such this vast rhythm of the machine, right? Of churning out product after product, award show after award show, and tours, and you know, and it's this constant promotion, right? And not saying that it's bad, it's just the human experience of finding a rhythm that works, that feels good to Mother Earth, to you, to the artist within everyone, the creative within everyone, right? Because I think I'm just thinking about, we each have, and I'm just going to take YouTube as an example, the potential of it, right? And just putting it into like, we all have these different potential timelines of what we want to, that which we pour effort and energy into consistently over a period of time becomes that timeline of the thing that you create in a where you see a bigger, you know, painting, a bigger channel, a bigger experience of a bigger magnitude of the experience that you're trying to explore, right? And I think this is just an encouragement to myself and to all of you artists, and then that's every single one of you, right? Because your art is just your life. Your art is how you want to live your life, how you want to show up for yourself, for the things that you're curious about, for the resources that you have now, whether it's, I don't care how much it is, because we are all creator beings, right? And we're all figuring it out. We're all figuring out how to turn lemons into lemonade, right? Turn, I don't know, whatever analogies there are out there. And the resources that you have now, that little, the 5-year-old version of you would be like, dude, I could do anything with this. I could do so much with this. And it just takes planning, right? It takes intentional figuring out and sitting with of, okay, cool, how can I move these pieces around to support me? How can I move these pieces around? Maybe it doesn't, I don't just drive to the mountain and say, fuck it. And how can I use the resources, and when I say connections, I think I want to redefine these new, I love a tree analogy, because, I just love my trees. Trees talk to one another, right? There is a network of way that they're the awning, the way that they kind of their roots stem into the earth and reach around and connect with their entire community, right? And so all the potentials of possibilities, all the possibilities of potentials, I mean, both ways, it goes both ways, right? That your universe is trying to deliver to you. It could come through so many different ways, but it's up to you to reach out and ask in an unassuming way of, oh, would you be interested? Would you want to collaborate? Would you want to, is there, I feel that my intuition is saying that there's, and it could look so many different ways, right? It could be, a creative test shoot. It could be, maybe it's a paid project. Maybe don't assume that there isn't a budget. Do the math and put together what you need to birth and breathe life into your art. It's all happening for you. It's all happening for you. It's so good. And I think with that, I just want to end this with breathing in and slowing my breath down. And I hope you're breathing. Please breathe in with me. Because I know as we're setting this space into the way that we want to navigate and move throughout world, today, tomorrow, the next cycles that we are calling in, dropping into our root, seeing it connect to the earth. We are not separate. Coming back into the sovereign seat. The pilot seat of your spaceship. Feel intentionally what you want to enter into your GPS, your navigational system, your sat nav. Where do you want to go and what route would make sense Do you want to stop by the ocean? Do you want to nap under a tree? Do you want to stop by the gallery? Do you have a meeting that inspires you? Are you calling in a meeting that inspires you? And how can you bring value and have your gifts be exchanged with the gifts of others, with the resources of others? For you are always co-creating with everything around you. Alex Hermosi's quote popped in earlier this morning, and he's just this like really successful, I would say very disciplined business creator. Him and his wife are, you know, just definitely, if you're like looking for anything business related on YouTube, definitely look them up. And oh, his quote was, "You're already being rejected if you don't ask." And as a like sensitive, anxious, I don't even want to say anxious, because the way that we label ourselves is the way that we show up, right? So as a sensitive girly that feels so deeply, it's scary, right? A lot of times it's scary to in our way of self-protection, it's scary to be rejected, right? But you are already being rejected. You're still being rejected if you don't ask. He said it more eloquently than that. You're still being rejected if you don't ask. And you never know, maybe you're planting a future seed. Like if they say no now, maybe you're planting a future seed for something down the line, right? Maybe they didn't even know that you wanted to focus on your art. They just wanted to collaborate with you, but until you tell them the form of collaboration that you're open to right now is, this is the specific form that you want to explore right now, right? So for me, I'm no longer taking styling jobs, and even though it's with people that I adore and think they're just so lovely, I know by saying that, as I put that boundary up, I am calling in, I am making a way for my water to flow into the forms that, in the areas in my life that I do want to create from. Oh my god. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so you have to reflect with yourself and decide what it is that you want to explore. And I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Because I know as we all show up in our most authentic version, oof, like we all get to see one another in just the most delicious, most shiny version of ourselves, right? Because like you've seen people when they they show up to a job they don't love or whatever it is, right? They're just like, oh, I don't want to do this task. But it's in all those many things that we do when we've made that commitment and promise to ourselves of like, cool, this is the thing I want to grow. Let me show up every day to all the things that I don't want to do. But as I do it, it becomes like the box jumps, the squats, the push-ups. It feels good to be strong. It feels good to get strong. And whatever that it is for you, like to put in the reps for, It is in that repetition that we get better, right? Like Michael Phelps still had to learn how to swim, right? Like if his mom just plunked him into the water before he learned how to swim, that would be no bueno. That was a really weird analogy. I'm sorry, Michael Phelps. But clearly you've turned out okay and you're doing okay and know how to swim. I don't know why that was so funny. Okay, I think that was it. 30:30 on the timer right now. Thank you. If you sat through and listened to this whole thing, and this is just like a post meditation rant, and my window is open. They're doing construction. But if you were meant to get this message, you were meant to get this message. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take action towards the thing that you want to create. I hope and tell me what it is. Tell me what it is that you are excited to get your fingers in and to learn about, right? Like, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. And it's gonna be a quick failure, right? It's gonna be like, oh, cool. I didn't know that I had to I could do research better, right? I could find more. And then you're like, okay, cool. And then the next one you do, like the next deck, the next pitch, the next one you do, let it be tomorrow. And you're like, oh, well, cool. It was just like, today I fell, because that's what it takes when you learn how to ride a bike, right? You're gonna be like, oh, okay, that was a stumble. Maybe let me push my legs a different way. Let me put a little like balance. Let me use my core a little. It's been a really long time since I rode a bike, so I don't know why that analogy is coming. It's so interesting, the ones that are coming through today. So I hope and I think this is something that Kobe and Anthony Edwards says. Like when they were being interviewed, I think this was after a loss, and they were asked, what does that feel like? How does it feel to lose? Blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, it's exciting. It's exciting to lose, because win or lose, the process is the same. Win or lose, tomorrow I'm gonna try again. Tomorrow I'm gonna make it better. Even if I did a great job, cool, tomorrow I'm still gonna paint. I'm still gonna get, what is this? Is it just, it's just like a little dust bunny, a little cotton bunny. I'm still going to paint, right? Whether someone likes it or not, whether someone buys it or not, whether someone can seize the beauty in it or not, I have to show up for myself and let the energy that I want to explore come out, because or else we're just all fucking depressed, right? And yeah, I think Kobe's energy has been around a lot lately, and I think something I really enjoyed from listening to a lot of his interviews and speeches is that he had this philosophy, and he described it as being really simple, but it's in the way that as you continuously show up, over time you build something beautiful, right? It's over time that you do the 3-a-days, you do the 2-a-days. Because if you really, 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 really love that thing, you would be, right? And then it's okay to take time and to take a break too. Oh my god, wow, this is all just like, I'm like, I guess there really was a reason for me to, for my YouTube algorithm to be deep in all the NBA podcasts. Another interview that came up was LeBron and Steve Nash talking about the AAU system. And for me, it's like, I don't watch a lot of basketball, but I do play a few times a week. I didn't grow up playing basketball. It's something that found me after. In college, I would just go play 3-on-3s at the rec center with a few roommates. And like over the last decade or so, it's like it's still become something that's so like it just brings me so much joy. And it's like, even though like I have no fundamentals, but it's just like it's just really good dopamine of like, you know, growing something, right? Getting better at something, learning how to work on my shot, learning how to see how other people move, the way that they work on their game, the way that they, you know, I think so many people that have played since they were little, they're so graceful, it comes so intuitively to them. And it's interesting to see, it's also really fun for me to see that coaches will break down the fundamentals, because I'm like, how do I, if I don't have the fundamentals, how do I build that to get there, right? How do I, because I played golf when I was little, and it is a very, very different set of movements, right? Because golf, we are moving, we are rotating laterally, right? We wind up and then versus basketball, you're like you're going up, right? So it's a very different motion. And I'm like, where are these analogies going? Where are they trying to? I think the other part that wanted to come through before I jump off is LeBron talking about the AAU system, right? And if you know, for those of you that aren't familiar, I mean, I only know this from just the little snippets that I pick up, but it has become such a commercial product where there's no time to figure out an experiment and play, right? And play is such an important part of getting better and finding that balance between the discipline and the structure and the space where the structure in which we allow ourselves to play in, right? You have to have a playground that is the structure, and then within that, you could go on the monkey bars, you could go on the swing, you can draw in the sand, you can play tag, you can, I don't know. What's the one where like you kind of go over, they're like, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I think that was the message for today. That was, if you're still here after 40 minutes, you're clearly in this soul tribe, my soul tribe. And so thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love these morning rants. It's when we verbalize all this, right? When we verbalize our own journey, that we give space to allow that next part to be seen, allow this part to be seen, and allow that next part to be birthed. And